What's up guys, my name is George and welcome to Avant-Garde. I haven't done a video in a while guys, so I'm really excited to get back in the game. Today we're going to be talking about what is one of the best Rolexes you could possibly buy. Now guys, before we get into the video, I want to let you know you guys should follow our Instagram. I'll put the link in the description. Give that page a follow. And other than that, let's get into the video. Okay guys, so I have a lot of friends that always ask me, George, what's the best Rolex you could possibly buy, regardless of price point? And my answer is typically always the same. It is the Rolex GMT-Master II Batman. That's the nickname, of course. The Batman is one of those pieces that to me, when it first came out, I always knew it was gonna be a special Rolex. Well, why, you're probably wondering. Well, when the GMT-Master II first came out, it had this special bezel combination. That's why it's called the Batman. It's the Batman colors. And the reason why this was kind of special at the time was because Rolex typically is very conservative. They don't really like to, mix and match colors. They're more on the, plain black, or maybe even the green was kind of crazy when that came out. But the GMT-Master II was very unique, and they were the first to do this kind of blue and dark black combination. So when the GMT-Master II came out, a lot of people were like, wow, this is a really cool Rolex. And then they started to become very hard to get. This piece, when it first came out, it was like 9,500 retail, around there. And then after that, the prices started to explode. And then they actually discontinued the version I have here, which is actually a 2018 version. And this is on the Oyster bracelet. So now it's called the Batgirl, and it's a Jubilee bracelet instead. Which, it's the terms of fans of the Batman, a lot of people are kind of, they like this. Some people like this more, some people like the Jubilee more. I personally like this more, this version that's discontinued, for a couple of reasons. The first one is the Jubilee is a little lighter, guys. When you pick that watch up and you compare it to the Oyster bracelet, it doesn't feel as heavy. And to me personally, if I'm buying an expensive watch, I kind of want some weight there on my wrist. But the other side could argue the Jubilee is way more comfortable. So, there's two sides to every story. So besides, the cool color scheme, what makes the Batman so special? Well, it's a GMT, guys. It's a dual time zone. So this is one of those complicated Rolexes. I say that in quotes because, Rolex, they don't get too complicated with their pieces. They're pretty simple. But this is one of those complicated stainless steel Rolexes that has a dual time zone. It's actually a functional piece. A lot of people will argue that actually it's more functional than the Submariner because, that has the bezel only rotates in one direction on the Submariner. So it's mostly used, if you're not a real diver, of course, it's mostly used for just timing things for up to an hour. Where this has a legit use where you can set a time zone. For example, if you're traveling, you want to know what time it is back home. So at the end of the day, it's a more useful watch in terms of functionality. And it's still a Rolex. So you have that kind of durability wherever you go with it. Now, my kind of qualms with this watch, or cons, I guess you could say, because not all watches are perfect, is for me personally, I like the brushed finish on the Submariner bracelet instead of the polished end links on this piece. The reason why is because they're kind of flashy, and already the ceramic Rolexes are already pretty flashy. So then you add in the polished center links. Number one, they're low showy, like I said, and they scratch up easily, guys. I mean, once they get scratched up, they're very, very noticeable. So that's what I would consider to be a con. Other than that, really, there isn't much that I don't like about the watch. It's, has all the modern Rolex features, the modern Oyster bracelet, or the Jubilee if you get the Batgirl. And really, it's one of those pieces that stands out. And I think to most collectors, they're gonna wanna have in their collection. Now guys, the Rolex GMT, it's a very complicated piece in terms of Rolex. It has a cool color scheme. What else about this piece is kind of a pro, I guess you could say? Well, we mentioned the first con, and that's pretty much about it from my end in terms of cons. But another pro is the value retention. This is a Rolex that I feel like is gonna be a classic. It's gonna be like the Paul Newmans of the world. 20, 30 years, people are gonna say, hey, I want that Rolex. My kids, everyone's kids are gonna be like, hey, that Rolex is cool. So the fact that I discontinued it on the Oyster is giving it a kind of a demand appeal, and on top of that, the values will rise. So it's a watch you can wear every day, it's functional, and it's a good investment, guys. If you fast forward 20 years from now, and you have this watch, you buy it now, you're probably gonna make some money and be able to flip it if you need the money, or just want an investment that you can actually use on like the stock market, for example. So yeah, the GMT-Master II is just one of those watches that does everything right in so many ways. And it's a Rolex that I often find recommending to my friends, 9 out of 10 times. All right, guys, so today we talked about the Rolex GMT-Master II Batman. I haven't done a video in a while, guys, so I'm excited, like I said, to get back into the game. And this is a Rolex you guys should definitely check out. This one will be on sale actually on avantgarde.com. So I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check it out. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you soon. Today, guys, we talked about the Rolex GMT-Master II Batman. We talked about how it's a piece that's very functional and very usable. It's also a great investment with pretty much very little cons if you like the bracelet. With that in mind, guys, thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see this watch on avant-garde, I'll put the link in the description. You guys can check it out. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.